back to another episode, and today is a very interesting day. Today we'll do something for the first time. We'll go together to indoor football tournaments, and that's kind of an opportunity for a lot of viewers to get into the business, because one of the most difficult things probably is for you when you're trying to get into the business is how do you meet people, how do you talk to people. And it's not easy. I know I had the same problem. So today I will try to explain you another opportunity to get into the business, to meet people, is to go to indoor tournaments. So during this time of the year, in January, there are many indoor tournaments where a lot of football clubs going and participating. So the place I'm going right now is in Germany. It's close to Stuttgart. It's like 1 hour driving from there. It's a small town called Ilshofen. I've never been there. So this is a place where I go my first time, and there will be around 20 teams from all Germany, also some from different countries in Europe. It's an under 15 tournament, and these places are good because there are many teams, many players, parents, scouts, agents, journalists, so you can meet within one day many people within the business, and especially because youth players will be for most of you the entry into the business. It's good to go to these places in this time of the year. So therefore I will try today to guide you through this kind of opportunity, that you try it by yourself, and hopefully you go to some indoor tournaments and build up the relationship over there. And yeah, I woke up this morning early around 4:30, took a plane. I'm sitting right now, and we will land in half an hour in Stuttgart, where my colleague will pick me up, and then we will drive together to this tournament. And I will explain you more over there and on the way, and hopefully it will be very helpful for you. Talk to you later, guys. From and out Stuttgart, and I'm right now at the airport and waiting for my flight back to London Heathrow. And it was a fantastic one day in Stuttgart, and it was worth it to come. I visited with my colleague here the football indoor tournament, and which was really great, and we've met a lot of people over there. As I said to you before, these kind of football tournaments are a special place to meet many people. And also, surprisingly, you meet a lot of people you haven't seen them for a while, which is also very good and interesting. And but the most important thing was we met one of our future clients, a fantastic young football player from Salzburg, and finally we signed them yesterday evening. And after the tournament, we went with the father to a hotel where they stay, and we signed papers. We signed a representation contract. As you know, a representation contract is between a player and the representative, that's us, the agent. And because the player is under 18, the representative of the player, which means the parents, needs to sign this contract as well. So when you sign a player under 18, so besides the player, also a parent, sometimes one, sometimes both parents, needs to sign that contract as well, which we did. And so for there is now the player works from now on with us, and we are really happy to make that move. He's a fantastic player, and for our team in Austria, one more player. So the numbers are growing in every country where we are with our great team, and I'm really proud and happy, and want to expand that. And so very important to let you know again, if you sign a young player, don't expect any money till that boy is a certain age. A certain age means 18. And so therefore a lot of work you do is actually you're not getting anything back, but this is the investment you did, the time and the traveling and everything else you invest kind of in the future. And yeah, that was what we did. So I explained you how everything started before. We met this boy and his father probably 7-8 months before in Austria during a game where the young boy was playing. The father was there. We met him there. We had a catch up. We talked, and we agreed to talk on the phone again, which we did. And then we agreed to meet over here to finalize everything. And the father and the boy were really happy to working with us. And finally, we signed. So that's kind of how things can happen on your side as well. You will meet people, you will meet a player, a parent. So from that moment and try to keep the relationship in a very nice way. Don't like call once and never again. You need to build it up with the boy himself, but also with the parents, and explain them what you can do for them. And one thing very important I can explain you last night, one thing which we discussed with the family was the next step of the boy regarding a school. So will he go, like, what kind of school will he visit from now on, from summer onwards? There's a decision we need to be taking, and we will talk now with the school teacher, for example, to find out how exactly are his school marks and what's his potential. So we want obviously that he's going to the best schools and proceed with school and football at the same time. So a lot of parents will tell you, oh, our boy is just focusing on football and he doesn't need to do anything with school, which is wrong. So you need to guide them. You need to tell them football could be over tomorrow. Yeah, there is no guarantee for any young player you sign that this young player will be an amazing professional football player. There is nothing such like that. But what you can guarantee is you can help them to guide them into the right direction, that the education is always there, and that you help them, that they still proceed with education and don't give up education. It's so important, because with one injury or something else, the career could be over. So the boy has to have something on the side where he can proceed. But if you put everything on one card and say just football, don't forget about education, that's wrong. I would never advise that. So because this can be really, really bad. And imagine how many young players becoming professional football players is not very much. So therefore, always try to advise the family members regarding the football part, and as well regarding what can you do besides football regarding school, and try to help them. Even try to get another teacher if one of his marks, for example, or one of his subjects, English or math, is not very well, so try to help there. Try to find another teacher. They can come to his house and teach him extra this kind of lessons. So it's very important that you think outside the box, that you do these kind of things. Don't be like the average agent. Go there and say, hey, I have a club for your boy. I want to bring him to this club, to that club. That's bullshit. Yeah, don't sell hope. Be from the beginning open and transparent, and this is the long-term work. People will come back to you because of that work. Not in the short term, but on the long term, I promise you, that's very important. Be always honest, open, and transparent with the family members. Yeah, one trip over, going back to London. Tomorrow, a lot of meetings waiting me in London, and hopefully I could be helpful for you in explaining when you approach a youth player what you should do. Thanks, guys. Hi guys, and welcome back to the final part of my trip to Stuttgart. Now I'm on my return flight to London Heathrow. From Stuttgart it takes approximately 1 hour and 20 minutes, and yeah, it was a great trip. I really enjoyed this one, especially because signing a young player. What is very important, and I wanted to mention and talk with you about, today is Sunday, right? I left home on a Saturday and I'm returning on a Sunday, and tomorrow I'll be in the office. So what I'm trying to explain is the life of an agent and the work of an agent is literally every day. Yeah? So you need to know that if you want to really go into this business, you need to be sure about that you want this. It's a 24/7 job. You don't have a proper day like any other job. And you need to know that when you go and when you pursue to become a football agent. So you can plan a lot of things, but sometimes things happen. Even if you plan something with your family, you need to go to work. So because our job is literally every day. The football games are at weekends, like an indoor tournament in Germany is at a weekend. In the week you have meetings with clubs, with players, with brands. So you have meetings in the week. So it's literally Monday to Sunday. And I just wanted to let you know that it's very, very difficult sometimes. It's a hard work,
It's always working, it's always being there, it's always being nice. So some people might not be able to do that. And some people are looking more for a structured life, which is Monday to Friday, working from 9 to 5. And knowing that you have a free evening every night, knowing that you have a free weekend. That's not our world. Yeah. So if you want to become a football agent, you should know that. You should have the desire to sacrifice and go the extra mile. Yeah. Work harder than anyone else. And don't forget, you're going into a business which is difficult anyways to get into it, and then you have to work so hard to be in the business and remain in the business. It's very difficult to become a successful agent, but it's even more difficult to remain a successful agent. So be aware of that. I'm not saying it's impossible. No, I'm saying it's possible to all of you. Whoever want to become a football agent can become a football agent, but don't think it's the easy way, easy path. You need to sacrifice a lot. You need to have an understanding family if you're married and have kids like I do, and all these kind of aspects you need to think about before you try to become an agent. Because if you do it like just on the side, it's very difficult. Yeah, it might work for some people, working as a lawyer and as an agent at the same time, but you can't be doing 100%. So therefore, if you do something, do it with passion, with 100%, and believe in it. It's so important. Then you will be successful. But as I said again, you need to decide. You need to do it from your heart. You need to do it with passion. Then everything is possible. Yeah? So I know a lot of agents who tried to get into the business and who never could make it because they didn't know that you literally work every day, right? It sounds nice being a football agent or a sports agent who represents players, but it's also very difficult to remain at that level. You should know that. Thanks, guys.